lot of you don't know about this because it's been hidden. All the shit's fake. Everything's been hidden. Everything that you know is a lie. But I want to hit you with something that you can't run from. Just like we can't run from 9/11, we can't run from the Holocaust. Y'all ain't gonna run from this shit.
So I've been having some of her master tapes lately from Barry Hankerson. Thank you, Barry Hankerson. He sent me some, Aaliyah unreleased stuff. It's hard to work with that music because you want so bad for that person to be there to see what you're doing to make it what you think people will like about it even more.
I want to say Sony, in the Sony vaults, there has to be at least 2 albums. Stuff produced by Havoc.
Wow.
A whole bunch of guys. It has to be at least 2 albums with raw stuff. Maybe 3. Maybe 3 albums. Because 2, it got to be at least in them Sony vaults. It has to be. Because I stayed in the studio, I recorded records. They was hard. They was different. It was just about rhyming and saying stuff that people were scared to say. The more gross stuff you say, the more crazy the stuff you say back then was in. But I didn't let it out. It was just stuff that was too crazy, and a lot of street stuff too, and a lot of experimentation just with topics and stuff. I think about those records time to time. Every once in a while, one of them come to my head, and I wish I could remember it. But I don't know who else got records, but Sony got some.
Live to you. Facebook, live to you. Radio, live to you.
What happens when you have a high-profile case and you have a judge saying that if sensitive information has been recorded and etc., a case will be dismissed, and all of a sudden you see these mainstream media outlets targeting bloggers, overlooking the fact that they have been putting out these stories over and over, and a lot of these individuals just turn to specific bloggers to continue their narratives, but they think we sleep. So let's just drop a little nuggets before I continue my commentary.
Because make it good. He was putting it in our brains as if, he was older, of course, and the girls had to be 18 and over. So at that time, it felt right to me.
And when I dropped the videos, the pictures, the paperwork, for him to get on live to say that Azrael is not right in R. Kelly, really? Now, I gave him R. Kelly's jail records. Ask him how he got R. Kelly's jail records. Ask him how I got the emails between Azrael and R. Kelly. So you mean to tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about?
That I talked to Angela now. You gotta get rid of Mason, and you have to get rid of this publicist because they are working with Avenatti. This was a whole this Gail King thing. They knew about this from weeks ago. They've been planning this. I know you don't probably want to listen to me, but please, you cannot let him do this interview on Monday. All this stuff is a plan to just flip you apart and make shit worse.
Cannot let who do an interview?
This Daryl Johnson guy. The guy who's supposed to be the publicist or whatever.
Rip me apart how?
Get you away.
Rip me apart how?
It's just all things. I don't know.
No. Just be specific. Be specific. Rip me apart how?
I don't know the how.
Okay, I want you to find out. I want you to find out how and let me know.
I want to I wasn't even talking to the guy for a full 60 seconds before Angelo starts texting me, threatening me. Okay, so you want to go on a nigga channel that only got 1,000 subscribers or whatever, and you want to talk shit? First of all, I was not talking shit. I mean, the problem is, anytime I go to any platform, at this point, they're going to ask me about Angelo Clary because of what's already been said. Because somebody asked me about you, and I wasn't even going to dog Angelo. That was not my intention. But when he started threatening me, talking about, oh, he's going to go on Tasha K, oh, he's going to do, like, for what? You always threatening somebody, blackmailing somebody. He was already mad at me because he claims that somebody told him, or he got his hands on something that basically he was saying that when he was sending people in to infiltrate Rob's camp, that I told him the things that he was telling me. So he was already mad at me from like days before that.
He called for me. That's the only reason why I'm here. Nicole linked up with me. That's why I'm here. Other than that, for the past 10 years, I've been to myself. I've been running my business. I've been doing the shit that I have to do. I have not been involved with any of this shit. Fuck that. Did you ever sign anything? I'm sure you did. I have a bank account. Really? The SunTrust. SunTrust is his bank. He loves SunTrust. I have a whole account in his name. And I hold his money that I can even touch. It's like at least $4 million in it. I can't even touch it. And you're telling me everything's okay. Years later, everything's okay. I need you to say this. You had Nicole reach out to me. That's crazy.
All the big homies, y'all know exactly who you is. South side, west, thank y'all. Always looking out for me. Big major shouts to Chicago. Thank y'all for anytime my daughter was alone, that people came and
hey y'all.
people came and watched over my daughter. They know exactly who they is. Robert Shabazz, man, major respect, brother. Thank you. And the other big homies, I won't mention y'all yet. I know y'all said shout y'all out, but I'm not. I'm gonna let y'all do that yourself on the next reunion. I thank people that know really what's going on in Chicago, what happened, and everything that really kicked off. And I want to tell y'all, man, thank y'all for really opening up and apologizing for the things y'all didn't know, and being man and woman enough to understand that this guy is more than what anybody imagined. This dude is sick, and that he had a lot of people fooled. And there ain't nothing wrong with people being fooled, behind this situation at all. But one thing you gotta understand is always keep an open ear and an open heart to accept the truth. One thing I created, Team Truth, LLC, for the truth. It wasn't putting out to make people look bad, to do nothing. It was to start cleaning up some of the controversy and bullshit that people put out about people. And that's not on the internet. I'm talking about on the streets as well as on the internet.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop your fucking lying.
People just talk and talk and talk and talk. And people talk so much that they start learning how to make a lie of truth.
We did our job. We brought the information to the public. Surviving R. Kelly went off. We kept that shit going. We got bus drivers. We got police officers. We got assistants. We got friends. We got people to lie. We got the storage. We got motherfucking video, audio.
I received calls in the midst of some things about my daughter fight, which I wasn't there. I was en route, but I wasn't there when it happened. But I don't speak on my daughter business.
Old
ass woman, getting her shit from an old ass woman who ain't tell her dirty secret, but it's out, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Oh, mislead me, it's coming. Yeah. Y'all gonna learn about these old perverted ass people that fight so hard for them, what their real dark secret is.
Some are too.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck all of them. I don't fuck all of them. See, that's why a whole lot of them never had the courage that these young, courageous young ladies as real had. And then while we here, let me just touch on this, right? Because I wasn't gonna touch on this, but I'm gonna touch on this. What really disturbed my heart, right? Was the simple fact that there's so much misconstrued information going on around the internet about my daughter being in Chicago. Let me explain something to y'all, right? And this I probably shouldn't give and let her give it, but I'm going to give it because it's wrong. My daughter wasn't in Chicago living. My daughter went in solely. Let me get y'all this clear so y'all might want to pay attention to this part, record this part. My daughter went back to Chicago to save, pull Joy out of that mess. I'm going to say that again. My daughter solely told her father, I can't go home. Dad, we got to go back. We got to go back to get this young lady. I said, let me handle it my way later. No, it got to. I didn't know, I didn't see the video. I didn't see any of it. But the difference was, I told T to, she could narrate whatever she heard. I can't stop nobody if my daughter put it out there. But to use words like, my daughter is an informant for the feds or whatever, I think people should really know what them words mean before you just display them and put that on anybody. And understand what it means. I'm quite sure certain people never that caught up in the moment that much to put out such foul words and language like that, knowing that in communities that we come from, that could wind up having you dead. So I'm just confused on how much you people like to sell their life out for certain things. And I'm not just talking about TK, I'm talking in general. Like this shit, to a degree, at the end of the day, everybody got kids. People can say what's off limits, what's not. Putting out shit like that on my motherfucking child who don't got nothing to do with it, and in the middle of don't nobody see nobody around her, don't know who's there, and don't know how far away we are. And to put something out there while she in the city that's just as dangerous as my hometown, Baltimore, why would you even say that if there's no clue to that? I don't give a fuck who called them and gave you information. Certain shit, you know how to work it. Now, if you said she was going to the police, the feds there, she was telling them on this situation or on whatever was going on, she was talking to them, that's different. Some of the young lady ain't never been in trouble. What the fuck would she be involved to be informed? A foreman. Your foreman means somebody who's worked and reports to the federal agents information back and forth.
Now, clearly, I've been on to what's going on with Tasha K's sources from the moment I started researching it. But what I don't like is how these mainstream platforms who are in business with other platforms that run all these salacious stories about Robert Kelly are now trying to use Tasha K to deflect from all these obvious violations we supporters have pointed out. What I also don't like is this word R. Kelly supporters and detractors, which some people don't recognize as not a positive adjective to be described as. And I don't like it for the simple fact, if they had did their due diligence, my platform wouldn't exist, considering most of the things that I have presented is in opposition to the things that they have purposely printed. Now, clearly, people that don't like Tasha K for obvious reasons are going to be attracted to the fact that the feds are pointing the finger at her right about now. But nobody's going to stop and think about everybody, just like them, has seen all this Tasha K has done all these years, especially when it comes to Robert Kelly. So you mean to tell me in the midst of his trial, now they want to come forth with the fact that this officer who is now retired has been implicated in violating his rights, something he has expressed throughout all of this, even when TMZ started leaking recorded conversations themselves. And oh, we just gonna forget Albanati going to CNN showing them this alleged child porn. We just gonna bypass the fact that this alleged child porn is still readily available on the internet. Somebody gonna have to make this make sense for me.
Believe I can fly. It's the remix to Ignition, hot and fresh out the kitchen. See you again someday. There is something that I want from you. Boy, be brave. Don't be afraid.
I'm saying I am handcuffed like a lot of you motherfuckers. I'm handcuffed by my destiny. It's too late. They should have did this 30 years ago. It's too late.
Gotham City. A city of justice, yeah. A city of love, a city of peace.
So in conclusion, it's a dirty game in this industry, as we can see. And we never know what goes on behind closed doors. But we know for a fact, through observation, that you can't trust everything that's put on these platforms. And when people do and enable these government officials to abuse their authority, we see the outplay. Now, I believe what's going on now is a reflection of what I showed my audience a while back when someone within this facility filed a motion on Robert Kelly's behalf pertaining to rights violations, and yet this was quickly dismissed, and we see now it's coming back to light, as things always do.